Tonight, AT&T. I put them on blast tonight.
Yes.
AT&T.
We don't.
We coming for you because you're killing us. You really are. So,
but anyway, so having a public face for your private life, and so often we don't mask that though. We you get what you get.
That's right.
Yeah.
So if I look like I'm giving the side eye over here, it is probably accurate.
Amen.
And so every now and then, it's a little frustrating, like in the startup with the technical stuff, like like tonight. Yeah,
I think y'all for doing
that, but
it happened.
Yeah, but we're gonna merge this.
Yes.
But we just need to make sure we get the rest of that information on the venue and kind of to emphasize the weekend.
Yeah, it's at the Marriott Convention Center downtown, October the 18th through the 20th. It's a Friday evening, all day Saturday, and then a Sunday that ends around noon. There'll be people interceding. There's already intercession. You all know there's already intercessions. Jeff Hill, he took over the prayer mentorship, and
that's awesome.
And he and Deborah Hill are already starting to intercede for. So there's great intercession for couples before they even show. And then even while they're interceded for. And some of the prayer requests that we saw when we were there. We just encourage some of y'all. What's one of them that we saw? One slip that said, we read it. My husband hates me. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Or at the end of the weekend, when you hear the praise reports, you'll read something that says, we spent the money that we were going to use on a divorce to come here as a last chance, and we're not going to get a divorce. God has restored our marriage, and so I would please get the word out. Please tell your pastor. Please tell the people in your congregation, other people to go to other churches. Please get the word out because it's really, really a great opportunity.
Yes, they've been doing this for years and years and years, and so they're experts. The teachers, the speakers are dynamic. It's fun. It's not embarrassing.
That's right.
That's something important for couples to know because you think they're going to expose me in front of all these people, and that does not happen. The Lord is so gracious to cover and to minister in a way that you can receive and not be exposed to the world, because the Lord is not about shaming us. He's about just restoring us and loving us, and they will be there to meet you, to pray with you, to be there for you. We're there, and so please come. Tell everybody if you have any questions. I know you know how to get in touch with Mike and Wendy, or you can contact us. We just look forward to serving you and ministering to you and praying for you.
And you don't have to have a bad marriage to come.
That's that's good.
In fact, the young couple was asking, how do we have a godly marriage? You keep coming. Those you go to church, you don't go to church once a year and say, I got this. You know what I mean? I got all there is about God. I'm good to go.
That's right.
Mother's Day, that's my time. Let's go. Right. Christmas. Right.
You grow. You grow. The word of God just, it gets inside of you and it causes your spirit, man, to grow. And that's how you mature in the things of the Lord. You want your marriage to grow, you got to keep feeding it. You got to keep feeding the word of God as it pertains to marriage. And you go, so please help us get the word out. I'm looking for contacts at Fort Jackson and Fort Stewart. Because they're right down the street. And so if y'all know some contacts, some chaplains or some folks down there, let us know. Because this is the closest marriage getaway weekend to them. And so we want to make sure that they get the word as well.
Perfect. Okay.
That's good. And I do want you guys to share your code. So if someone is watching and when they watch the replay, what is the code for your group?
The code is WLM Couples.
Okay. WLM Couples.
WLM Couples.
Yeah,
we'll add it in the comments too. Yeah, so thank you so much for sharing. And I think it's a good segue even into our transition. So those of you that were able to find us here in the marriage shop, your point is that you have to constantly check in or check out, right? So you might need a tune-up. If it's time for a tune-up, then, maybe the weekend to remember is where you're going to get that. But we just encourage you to really seek what God's plan is for marriage, for your marriage, to connect with godly couples and people who will love on you and give you godly wisdom in this marriage journey. You have anything? Feel like you got something?
No, I just wanted to say one thing that Horace said about the prayer. It is miraculous, I'll say, how many prayer requests. Hundreds upon hundreds. I mean, stacks of these prayer requests at that event. And but even before people show up, there are people like praying for each and every single one of those.
Yes.
That it kind of gives me chills to even think about it, right? And so I appreciate that occurs, and I appreciate what you all are doing.
Yes.
Because marriage is amazing, and the idea that two people from different backgrounds can come together and create something totally new, like you were saying, that models this whole idea of God's love for us and Jesus' sacrifice, and the sacrifice that we have to be willing to make in order to love another person. I just think is pretty remarkable. So I appreciate what you all doing. You all are the right people and the right place at absolutely the right time.
Yes.
And I just made one final plea to you. Please come, or please invest in your marriage. Like Michael, when he said, the world is looking for the truth. You getting married is not just about the two of you. You're showing to the world the reflection of the love of Jesus to his church. You are a walking billboard for the love of Jesus. That's what you signed up for when you got married. And so it's much deeper and more serious than just how you feel. And so I encourage you, please invest in your marriage. The world is looking for love. And they can see the love of Jesus through your marriage. So please invest in it.
Can you please share, if you have a minute, the puzzle? I think that's a very wonderful picture.
Sure. Do we have time?
We have time. We have time. Welcome back, Jasmine and Gloria and Mary.
Hey, yes. It's crazy. I guess.
Dennis, this is a great analogy about why we think that the weekend to remember that you guys have invested in, we have invested in, is so important to family life. Dennis Rainey is he's on the board of Family Life, right? He wrote the 5 Love Languages book, some other books. And he said, to give an analogy, he had this 1,000 piece puzzle in a box, puzzle box. And he had a Sunday school class of 6th graders. He broke them up in 3 groups. He gave one group the 1,000 pieces of a puzzle in the box, that showed the picture of what the puzzle was supposed to look like. He gave another group 1,000 pieces of the puzzle, but he put this one in a different box. Then he gave the third group a brown paper bag, and he put the 1,000 pieces to this puzzle in a brown paper bag. He gave each group, he split them up and gave each group 7 minutes, said you cannot talk to each other, and you got to put the puzzle together. So first group who had the box, and again, what we're talking about is how to make this marriage thing work, right?
Yes.
The first group took the box, emptied the 1,000 pieces on the table, and set the box up so they could see the image of the puzzle, what it looks like.
Yes.
So they could know how to put the pieces together. And they started making great progress. The second group stood their box up, and I told you that he put a different box, same puzzle pieces, but different box, and they realized that they had been deceived.
Yes.
And so when they were trying to put the pieces together, they were having great difficulty because they had the wrong image in front of them.
Yes.
The third group, they had a brown paper sack, 1,000 pieces. And he said in his book, after about a minute, the kids just started throwing pieces at each other because
they gave up.
They didn't have it.
Yes.
And so you've got to have, the only way to know the right image for marriage is go to the one that created it, who in his mind had an idea of why marriage, what was it for?
Yes.
Only then can you put the pieces together to make that thing work like it's supposed to.
Yes, that's good.
That's really good.
Yes.
We got to stop there because that's,
yes.
y'all go and marinate on that. No, but thank you all so much.
Thank you for the invitation. Thank you all so much. Thank you for what you do.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. And thank you guys for joining us. Make sure you share this, like this page. We'll see you next week on Monday at 7 in the Marriage Chat.
Good night.
Good night.